I'm in love with the grind. I'm in love with the culture. Do this for the fam. Do this for Kenosha.
You know I got you, Kenosha.
If you got the vision, then come a little closer. Let's get it together. Life aligned with the soldiers. I'm in love with the grind. I'm in love with the culture. Do this for the fam. Do this for Kenosha. Yeah, if you got the vision, then come a little closer.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it together. Life aligned with the soldiers. I gotta talk to him.
All right. Just like that, we're back in another episode of Line for Line podcast. We have a very special guest in the building today. We have Mrs. Teresa from Boot Camp Kenosha. How are you today, ma'am?
I am doing excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah. As a cliche part of our story, of our show, we like to tell people, just tell us a little bit about you, the basics, what it's like.
Absolutely. So yeah, my name is Teresa. I am, you want personal or professional?
You can go with both.
Both? Okay. So yeah, I am 44 years old. I'm a mother of two. Daughter's 13. My son is 25, out in Colorado, actually following in mom's footsteps, doing doing a gym. Has his own gym out there on his own too. So I'm very proud of that. I like to say that a lot. In general, you know, I obviously have a passion for fitness. I've been with Burn for 5 years, almost 5 years now. Love being outside, enjoying the weather. I love hiking. You know, at home, you know, I've got a dog, some cats, some animals. I just love living life. Yeah. So that's all I got for that.
There's no way that you're 44, because this whole time I thought I was older than you. I just turned 30, so I thought I was like older than you. But
yes, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do get that a lot. I do
really?
get that a lot.
Nice.
I'll take it. I'll take it for as long as I can.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what it was like getting started with Boot Camp, how that opportunity even presented itself for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love this story because Shawnee will forever hold it against me, because when Shawnee was looking to open up this location, we had gone on a couple different field trips, as we called them, to look at other burn locations around the state. And after we had done that, I had flat out told her, I'm like, I could never be a burn trainer. And I told her, I was like, there's no way I could do it. And so she opened up here, and I decided to give it a shot. I came in, I was doing the workouts, but I was just kind of to support her and just try it out. I had already been a trainer at 3 other gyms at the time. Okay. So I wasn't really looking to be another trainer at another gym. And I think it was about 2 weeks in, I went to her and I said, all right, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to be a burn trainer? And about 2 weeks after that, I was on the floor. So yeah, it didn't take long for me to know that this place was special and that I wanted to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Max and I, Max was our head trainer when we started, and him and I were the dynamic duo for a good portion of that first few months. And I just grew a love for it, and there was something special about this place, about this community, as I'm sure you have learned and know. Mm-hmm. And I knew I needed to be a part of it. Yes, so
now, can you just tell us a little bit about the basics, everything that went into becoming an actual burn trainer? I'm pretty sure there's courses, training, things that you have to do to become a trainer. Just tell us what that was like for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I already had my personal training certification, so that was already something I was doing. What Burn does is, Burn is, we claim, our big thing is that we have the top 1%, and we love that about our trainers. They are the top 1% out there, is what we call them. And so in order to be a burn trainer, you have to pass what we call our strength and conditioning test. Mm-hmm. So for women, it is 5 pull-ups, 25 push-ups, 75 jump squats, 25 double unders, 25 burpees, and then a half-mile run. Wow. And you have to do this in under 15 minutes. Wow. So that's kind of like the strength and conditioning test that all burn trainers go through in order to qualify. So that was one of the things. Onboarding, I worked with Max and kind of, worked with him out on the floor. I did a lot of the support training at first, and then I was able to put the mic on and get out there and do it on my own.
Of course. Can you just tell us what the time's been like for you being a head trainer at Boot Camp?
Oh gosh, that is a great question. I found my family, I found my community in this gym. I really have. It's been amazing. Burn is, it's more than just a gym, as we all know, and as a lot of people know. It's a community. It's my family. Some of my best friends are members here. Some of my best friends are a part of my team here. And it's really just kind of developed into a part of my life. I went from, just supporting a good friend of mine, because I did know Shawnee prior to this, like I mentioned earlier. I went from supporting a good friend of mine to, basically it being a part of my life, a part of my future, something that I don't think I could ever be without. I didn't know how much I needed it until I was here.
Yeah. Can you speak on just like a little bit of the guests, their feedback on what it's like having you as a trainer, what it's like training with you? Because me being a walking testament, I actually love it. You're very hands-on and you're very motivational, because there's times where I feel like I can't do this next set. I'm giving up. Let me half step it, because I'll see you up front and I'm like, okay, I could get away with not doing it right now. But then you come running and then you're right there. Let's get it. You got a couple more. Tell us what that's like, the feedback for you.
As far as feedback from members, how they feel about it?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't say that there is a camp that I don't walk off the floor without a member coming up to me and saying something, whether it's thank you so much, I needed that last push, or, I love the way you are so motivational, and that feels so good. The messages that I get, it definitely is a feel good, to be able to do what I do. And I love the feedback I get when I'm on the floor. Even today, perfect example, I was working with one of my members, and she was doing a chest press. I was coming down, I had my hands on top of her weights, and she was just powering through those last reps. And she got done, and she's like, God, that felt great. Yeah. And just the smile on a person's face, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's such a feel-good feeling. I can never leave work sad or upset. I leave and I have such an energy about me, because my position here is so empowering and so motivational. I always tell people that, these people, as much as I motivate them, they motivate me. They inspire me. On the days that I want to, skip my workout or, go home and because I'm tired, that's when I'm like, nope, I got to get it done. I got to get it done for them, because I just motivated them. Now they're giving it back to me. So that's huge for me.
Of course. Can you just speak a little bit to like just the family environment, just the fact that you feel like you're a part of something when coming to Burn Boot Camp? Because for me, that was what I was missing when it came to the gym.
Absolutely.
It's like you can go to the gym alone, but you're only going to get so much done if you don't have that extra support. And coming to Burn Boot Camp, I realized that everyone supports you. Everyone's clapping for you. Even if you're going at your own pace, everyone's still there. Could you just tell us what that's like?
That is such a great feeling. And it definitely it holds true. I think there's not a person that's walked through these doors, that hasn't had that feeling immediately. It's not something that develops over a couple months. It's like the second you walk through the door, you're getting a high five, you're getting a smile, you're getting someone to, welcome you in. I think that's the greatest part about this community, is that everybody is cheering everybody on. And I love when I see somebody do something for their first time, jump on a box or get their first full push-up or their first, pull-up, and just the clapping, like you said. It's just, I get goosebumps. It's such a great feeling, and this community has been amazing. It's for me, I've developed such a family with my team. We have such a close environment, or a close relationship with everybody. This community, it's just unlike any other feeling. It's hard to call this a job, because I just love it, and every day my alarm goes off at 2:45, and I do not, and I might hit snooze maybe once, but typically I'm up and I'm ready. Like I'm just ready to just go, because I know what I'm coming into, and I know how welcome I'm going to feel walking through those doors, and how much I'm going to be welcoming them as well.
I'll tell you the day that made me realize Burn Boot Camp was a place I needed to be. That we were doing legs, I'm pretty sure. And there was like a set that I was struggling with. I was giving up on myself, And then you came over, you're like, well, let's do this. And then I looked at someone else going over the top with it. And then I went to do what they were doing. And then all I heard was clapping and woo, cheering. And I was just like, wait, what is this? It was a lot to take in.
I know. And, for some people, it's a little much. I've actually, for some that walk through those doors, it's like, whoa. What did I just walk into, and then for some, it's like, that's just like you said, it's exactly that hooks them, because they feel like they're a part of something. They feel like they are being welcomed and appreciated and accepted for wherever, and that's the big thing, is like we meet you where you are at, and we will push you through any part of that workout at wherever you are at.
With no judgment.
With no judgment,
just
ever.
Extra encourage and extra push.
Absolutely, absolutely.
With that being said, just tell us what type of advice you would give to the person who's wouldn't say they're afraid to come, but they're kind of scared. They think it's a lot to come to Burn Boot Camp. What piece of advice would you give them to help them assure themselves that they're coming into something comfortable for them?
Absolutely. One of the most popular things I hear is as soon as you say boot camp, it's like they're immediately scared, and like 9 times out of 10 it's I need to get more in shape to do that. And it's like, no, you need to come here to get there, and yes, I hear it a lot that I'm not ready, I'm intimidated. Walking through those doors is hard, and what I usually tell people is that you just have to take that step and trust yourself, trust the people that you are walking into those doors with. If you need to, find somebody, because I can pretty much guarantee that if this community, there's probably somebody that is here through these doors that you're going to know. Reach out to somebody, and if you don't know anybody, reach out to somebody that is here, and we will certainly make sure we set you up with somebody to, meet you at that first camp. It definitely is intimidating. It's hard. I mean, even for myself, I think it was hard to walk through those doors that first day.
No way. For you as a trainer?
Yes, absolutely.
What?
Absolutely, because it's, and this might come as a shock. I'm actually kind of shy when I when I'm on the mic and when I'm doing this. I'm a different person. But that first, when I first had to walk through those doors, there was a level of being a little nervous, being a little scared. You're walking into a room full of a bunch of strangers, and I definitely felt that when I came through those doors the first time.
I feel so much better about myself, because I was scared to come in for the longest time.
Absolutely.
But now that you say that someone of your stature was a little bit shy, I'm A-okay.
Absolutely.
I'm doing okay. Now, with you being an established trainer here at Burn Boot Camp, being here serving for more than a couple of years,
Yep.
Can you just tell us about what's next for you and what the future holds for you?
I certainly can. So that's actually a great question, and kind of leads into some big news that I have. So I've been at Burn Kenosha for 5 years now. And so over the last year or so, I kind of started thinking, like, what's next for me? What's my next step? And in doing that, I started thinking about, like, how cool would it be if I could, go to other Burn locations and essentially mentor and train them on how to be as awesome as Kenosha. I had this thought in my head, and how cool would it be to go to other gyms or other locations and train other members and, show their trainers like how we do it here in Kenosha, and how cool would that be? So fast forward about a month ago, and I was having this conversation with somebody, and I told them my vision, that I had, and they were like, that is a thing. I was like, no, it's not. They're like, it is a thing. I was like, you're kidding me. So this individual had just received the job description for this position.
Oh, wow.
And I obviously was not looking. I was not in a position to leave. I was not looking to make a transition anywhere. But when I heard about this opening, I, obviously felt like I owed it to myself to at least explore the opportunity. So fast forward through multiple emails back and forth, because I clicked on this particular link, it was no longer valid. So then I was like, okay, the job is gone. I missed my opportunity. But as it turned out, the link was just not working. About a week and a half later, someone reached back out to me and said, hey, it is still available. And then fast forward a couple more weeks, I ended up getting an interview. So the position itself is with Burn headquarters, and it's called a field support specialist. So what I will be doing is I have a territory. I'm going to work remote. I'll have a territory across the Midwest. So Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, or Iowa, and Michigan will be my territory, about 35 gyms total. And I will be going to visit those gyms and essentially do what I just described, working with their franchise partners, working with their BAs, working with their trainers to, mentor and guide them and help them build their gym into the community that we have here in Kenosha. The good news about this is that I'm not leaving Kenosha. It will look a little different. I will not hold the head trainer role anymore. Unfortunately, I will have to dial back on my training hours here, but I will still be here in Kenosha. Ironically, Kenosha will be one of the gyms that I oversee as well. Nice. So I'll continue to work with Shawnee and the team here to help continue to grow them. And, taking on this new role definitely was not in the cards. It was not a part of my year that I had planned out. But I felt I owed it to myself to explore the opportunity. And after I interviewed, I was offered the job about a day later, and I accepted. So,
of course, what's out there that's in a universe that's meant for you,
yeah,
it has a way of finding you, and your calling just happened to find you.
I firmly believe that. I've been telling the story as if I keep telling everybody, like, I manifested this. I essentially put that energy out in the world and came back. And I mean, the way that it all lined up, it just feels so right. It just feels right. And I'm ready to take the next step. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous to have to explore that next option with and leaving here, like not being a part of this as much as I am right now. Mm-hmm. But I am very excited. Yes, I'm very excited for that next step.
We're excited for you here.
Thank you.
As well. As we get ready to close out this phenomenal episode of Line for Line podcast, can you just give the ladies and gentlemen at home just that one piece of advice to take the necessary steps to actually get out here and get active? Because as I mentioned before, sometimes we get stuck in saying, we'll start Burn Boot Camp, or we'll start going to the gym next week or next week or this, that, and the third. What is it that we do to change that?
Absolutely. The first step is it's as simple as just moving. It really is. It's getting outside and taking a walk. And, sometimes taking that first step into a gym is hard. So if you want to just take that first step just to, better yourself as an individual, the first thing to do is just to move more. I think that's the best piece of advice that I give to all of my, friends, family, people that reach out that are just getting started. That's the first step. And then the second step is come to Burn. It is, we are an amazing community here, and we will help you. We have the training ability to work with individuals at any level. We meet you where you're at, and we help you, whatever that journey is, wherever you are at in your journey, we're there to help you. And that's the most important. I think the best part of our community here is that we are one-on-one training in a group setting. You will always have that trainer there to help you no matter what.
Of course. Is there anyone out there in the universe that you would like to give a shout out to, special thanks to?
Oh, gosh. Well, definitely just based on what I just shared with you, I just have to shout out my entire community of Kenosha. I love you guys, and I don't know which camera to look at, but if you are watching this, you guys, I love you guys, and this is definitely not goodbye. This is, this is just my next step in my journey, and I will be here with you every step of the way. I'm not going anywhere. You guys are my home. You guys are my family, and this is my place. These are my people. I'm not going anywhere, guys. So just rest assured that this is a new step for me, but it is definitely not the end of our journey and our journey together.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Teresa, head trainer of Burn Boot Camp Kenosha, and I'm your host with the most, Devon Booker, Line for Line podcast.
You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.